Hi, our speakers. We got a very enthusiastic response from last week's video, our very first HeartSpeak Clearing of the Week video. These videos are meant to supplement the email, so I get you started on the clearing of the week and then you carry on in your own practice. And this week's theme is having a higher purpose, something bigger than you. And I've noticed in my practice with my patients is that it's quite a stressful, it's a lot of responsibility for someone to actually have a higher purpose. We all kind of know we have a higher purpose, but the idea of really having a higher purpose and doing a higher purpose, that's where the stress is. So that's the theme of this week, is reducing the stress on the fact that you do have a higher purpose and to kind of clear your way to live your purpose. So we're going to do a couple of clearings to get you started, and the idea of when we do HeartSpeak like this is that whatever feelings come up will benefit whoever's watching this video. And you get to experience it firsthand. And that's a good point. Remember that HeartSpeak is an experience. Just by listening, you don't get benefit. You have to do the clearings. And I'll guide you through them as well. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to ask you to say out loud, I have a higher purpose. But don't say it like you're saying it to me. I don't want you to say it like you're announcing it to the world. I have a higher purpose, that kind of thing. But not only say it, feel yourself say it and listen to how it sounds. And remember, okay, so on a count of 3, everyone will say, I have a higher purpose. And try and look for those stress responses, okay? 1, 2, 3. I have a higher purpose. All right, there's some stress on there. So let's see let's start picking that stress apart. It's related to an emotion. So we have fear, anger. Yeah, so we're going to find some anger and we're going to allow ourselves to be angry. And the thing with anger is that we get really good at not feeling it and suppressing it and repressing it and ignoring it. Our society teaches us to do this. So I'm going to ask yourself to give yourself permission to feel this anger fully this time. All right, so get some anger juices going. Now, if you're like some people, you need to think of something that makes you angry and then you get those anger juices flowing. But as you practice HeartSpeak and as you get used to feeling at will, you'll be able to evoke anger at will. So once you have the anger juices going, it really helps to make the angry face. Once you have the anger juices going, put the object of the anger aside and just keep the anger going. All right, point of formation. In the womb as a baby, as a child, so you're going to be your little self, your little child self, your little boy, little girl, not so much that you're looking for an anger in that younger self, but you're feeling angry as that younger self. Does that make sense? Doesn't really matter why you're angry. The point is that you are angry and you're just going to unleash it. You're going to have at it. Okay? All right. Now to clear an anger, you're going to put your hands and fists. You're going to make that angry face. And you keep that anger going and anger going and going and going. Angry, you have every right to feel angry. You have every right to feel this way. In fact, to go over the top, exaggerate it, embody it, make it physical, make it real, make it bigger than it might have been. Make it over the top. And at this point in the video, you might want to pause to make sure this anger is fully resolved. Anger can be sneaky, it can be tricky, it can come in waves. So pause now to make sure you're clear before we go on to the pivot. And when you're ready to pivot, sit up. Keep your eyes closed. You're still that younger version of yourself, that child. Head back, shoulders back, chest out, palms up, open and facing up, and open up to a feeling of joy. Find it first in your heart space. And little kids are really good at joy, so allow that little kid in you to feel this joy. And allow him or her heart to dance with the joy for a moment. Enjoy joy for a moment before opening your eyes. Whew, it feels great. All right, so let's go back to the statement we started with. And that was, I have a higher purpose. And you're going to announce it to the world. You're going to listen to how it sounds, and you're going to feel how it feels. Okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I have a higher purpose. You can say it again. 1, 2, 3. I have a higher purpose. Now, how does that feel to you? Different? We like to feel different. A lot of people report that it feels truer, more authentic, less stress around it. Yeah. So you can check that again later with yourself. But we're going to go on to I'm tossed up. I think we'll go on to, this isn't in the email, but I love this one. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, and I'm going to ask you to find the feeling of your higher purpose. It's almost like you got to search the time-space continuum, search your mind, your body for that vibration of your higher purpose. And this is a little bit more subtle, it's a little advanced. So if you're a new heart speaker, be patient with yourself in regards to this one. So close your eyes and just get a handle on that vibration of your higher purpose. And I don't know about you, but I kind of feel discomfort in my upper torso, underneath my arms. Okay. Just notice when you look for that vibration, what kind of stress response your body signals to you. Okay. Let's take the edge off of it now. All right, feeling that higher purpose, closing your eyes and getting a handle on that higher purpose, identify it in the time-space continuum. Whew, okay, this is a big one. It feels like a big one. All right, it's related to an emotion, an urge, a resistance, a pleasure. It's extrinsic, it's a drive. Awesome. The next feeling I'm going to ask you to find is called drive. It's a level 2 feeling, so if you're level 1 grad, don't worry, you'll learn all about drive in level 2, but a drive feeling is this. I have to do it, I have to, I don't know why I have to, I just have to do it, I have to. That's what a drive feeling is. I'm going to ask you to identify that in yourself, put everything else aside, look for the I have to feeling. Now all these feelings to me feel like, almost like clouds of energy. Now, energy is probably the wrong word to use, but for lack of a better word, I'm going to use the word energy. It's a more subtle energy. And close your eyes, keep that dry feeling fresh in your mind. Get a handle on its depth, its breadth, its extent. Okay, point information. In the womb as a baby, as a child, you're going to be your little self again, your child self, that little boy, that little girl. You can stay seated up, but keep your eyes closed. And as that little girl, that little boy, find that drive energy around her or him. Sometimes people feel it inside themselves. Sometimes people feel it outside themselves, often behind you, pushing you forward to make you do things you wouldn't think of doing naturally. Sometimes it's in and outside of yourself. So find that drive energy and keep your eyes closed and explore that drive energy like you're exploring a cave. Explore it thoroughly. Shine, and you have a flashlight, a torch as well. Shine that torch everywhere in that cave. Down, look in every corner, every crevice, every crack. Explore it fully. Sometimes some parts of that cave may feel darker or heavier. You might need more light. So turn up the brightness on that torch, that flashlight. Take your time. This is probably where you want to pause it if you're clearing at home. So pause the video and explore that cave fully. And when you feel like the cave is explored fully, press play again. Okay, and still as that little boy, that little girl, sit up into that open posture, that pivoting posture. And you have a choice here. You have a muscle test for the choice. It's a group thing. You can either make use of that drive energy, or you don't need it, you want to let it go. So we're going to make use of it. So hop on at that drive energy like it's a horse, and it's a race horse, so it takes off. And at first that horse is hard to ride. You can't hardly stay on. and you don't know how to steer it. It doesn't listen. You can't control that horse. It just does what it wants. But as you ride along, you kind of get to know the horse. You get familiar with it. It starts listening to you. You start controlling it. And eventually that ride becomes quite comfortable, enjoyable. So you ride that horse until it becomes enjoyable. And then enjoy that for a moment before opening your eyes. Okay, and then actually keep your eyes closed and search the time-space continuum for your purpose again. Get a feeling for your purpose. Wow, that's great. So for me, it's totally solidified. Before it was like spread out and wispy, cloudy, but when I searched for it, it was solidified. It was great, and there's a lot less stress on it. Okay, there's your start to the clearings of the week, everyone. So enjoy that and carry on. Just don't do these. You can always repeat these as well, by the way. Replay this video. So have fun doing this theme this week. It's a really empowering theme. And we'll see you next time.